Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Everybody have a good day?
Eh, Another day.
I guess.
Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Okay, now we're live, ready to go.
Hey,
up,
Corey
Corey?
is first.
Hey, Corey, wow,
Hey, Corey.
Corey.
Followed by Dominic
Dominic right behind
and
you.
little Amalora.
Hello, wow. You got a contest going on there, Paul, or something?
Yeah, I think so. You started it. What are you talking about?
Dominic, Laura.
Hey, Justin.
Oh, did you tell everybody about the good news this morning?
No, go ahead.
So Paul's guy got a hold of him or the FAA got a hold of the gentleman this morning. He called Paul about a half hour after the show was over and came and I'm assuming he came and picked it up because I didn't
Yep.
get any.
Picked it up this afternoon.
I
Yep.
didn't hear nothing else after that. But he said he was going to be on his way to pick it up. So what did he say to you?
He was tickled to death to get it, but he bought an Mini 3 Pro, so it's not like he doesn't have a drone. But he was tickled to death, and even after all the shaking and everything, while he was standing there with it in his hand, it was weeping in his hand in the water.
Did he say how he lost it?
He said it was like a flyaway. He was down there flying it, and all of a sudden he was flying and it disconnected and it shot right over top of him and took off.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
What's up, Laura?
He didn't have care refresh, so
Did he at least get that on the mini?
I don't know. Well, he said he had that drone because that was the Air 2 when it first came out. And he said he's had it almost 2.5 years. So
Yeah, he had to have been fun. If he got that when it first came out, it's been at least. Wow, when did that come out?
2.5 to 3 years ago.
Was it that long? Let's see here.
Morning all, good evening.
The Air 2's been out a
Hey,
year.
Dominic.
Hey, Dominic.
Had it.
Hey,
Hey.
I
Hi,
want to
Dave. Justin.
say so it was released on April 27th of 2020.
Yeah. Nearly
Yeah, so
3 years.
This is
Wow.
2023. So it's been 3 years.
Just shy.
Yeah, at the end of this month will be 3 years. Wow, I didn't think that. I want to say I got that drone probably early 2021. So, but they weren't really coming out with a lot of drones then. They were very sparse on the drone releases. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
they're flooding the
2022,
market now.
yeah, all of a sudden 2022 hits, like, let's release one every 3 freaking months.
Yeah, and then it'll be let's release one every day.
I mean, shit, the Pro 2 went, what, almost 5 years before they released the new Pro?
Yeah.
That's. Well, I'm glad the guy got his drone back. That's really cool.
Yeah, me too. He's 70 years old.
Yeah,
get
same age as you, huh?
back, Paul.
Yeah. And I had to give the diver $5. He gave me $10.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, if he doesn't have the Air 2 anymore, man, if he does have anything left for it, man, he could sell that controller and the batteries and all that and get a couple $100.
Yeah, I
for it,
would
you know?
imagine he still has that stuff. Yep.
Or if he wants to buy an Air 2S later on, he has an extra controller and batteries.
Yep. Well, he really likes I liked it too, but he said the same thing I did. It's not as stable in the air as the Air 2S because of wind. he says he takes it up and it goes up a little ways, and all of a sudden it's doing this and this and
I'll
it just
tell you,
doesn't have the power.
the Air 2 and the Air 2S are beasts when it comes to wind. Them things just rip
Oh,
through
yeah,
it.
yep. Air 2 is, I went out and flew today. That ship I flew today, Paul, had 35-mile-an-hour gust.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I never had the problem with the Air 2 in the wind. Now, when I had the very first Mini 1, that one, because that was the real first good drone I had and I started flying, I was actually not real familiar on how good wind was with drones. So I was always afraid to put it up, but it was a good thing I was, because that thing wasn't great in wind at all.
Yep.
And then when I got the Air 2, man, it was just like, man, that thing just ripped.
Just cuts through it like butter.
Well, you
I
know,
had-
I am so sold on the Air 2. You know, everybody talks about getting the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro and all. And you know, they're looking at $2,000 to $2,500. And my Air 2S does everything I need it to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't worry. Mavic 4 will be out next week, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Make the Mavic 3 and everybody will be like, the Mavic 3 is a piece of crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
Mavic
evening.
4.
Good evening, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Mav-
Still waiting for the Phantom 5.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think if they release that, that would blow every release they've had in the last 2 years out the water. There'd be so many people that are clamoring for that drone. I mean, you see how many people are diehard Phantom fans.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's the guys that are still flying just the Phantoms. They don't want any other drone.
Well, there's two in my book that I think that they should come out with. One is the Phantom 5 because everybody loves the Phantom. The other one is the Inspire 3, simply because the Inspire has the cameras you can change. You know, you knuckle them on, knuckle them off, and change the cameras as you want.
Well, the 3 is coming out, what, on the 14th, isn't it? Or the 13th?
tomorrow.
Yeah. Comes out tomorrow, supposedly.
Well,
So,
tomorrow for me.
yeah, because today's the 11th, so yeah. Wouldn't be till the day after tomorrow for us. I don't know. Do they go by the 13th of the US release, or do they release the drone a day
yes.
early for
Yeah, because it's
Australia?
tonight for me.
Okay,
Right,
so
but-
it'd be
right, but
tomorrow
with-
night for us then.
But
It's
what I'm saying
10:30
is,
tonight for me.
but technically you wouldn't get the drone till April 14th, right? Or do
Not
they
me.
actually-
It'll take them a while to get stock, I tell you.
Well, I'm just curious, like if they do a release, if they say there's a release on April 12th, is that April 12th US time, or is that,
They
or
seem to
will
do
they?
it on. Everything seems to be done on US time,
Okay,
even though China is only an hour behind me on their time zones.
I would
okay.
imagine though, if they ship you one, you'll get it quicker than we would get it here.
Not necessarily. I'll find out.
Well, that's because you never
Yeah.
flew the damn things, Tim.
Yeah, exactly.
He said I never had a problem with wind.
Yeah,
You
because you
don't
never
want-
flew them. Yeah.
Never do when they're sitting in the case. Let's see what he has to say in the chat now. Looking back, look, you guys.
I must say that it does fly well because I went for a fly with Mars, and he's got a Phantom 2V, a Phantom 4V2, and it seemed to really cut through the wind.
I'm just saying there's so
That
many.
is that's Paul Hodges' drone of choice is the Phantom,
Yeah.
right, Paul?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
throwing it around.
It was, now they're just buried in trash back there,
Yeah,
like they're yesterday's news. No,
You gotta be kidding me.
no, for real, they're buried in trash. Look at them.
No, the sign just come off.
The one
no,
you just put up?
No. They want me to put one up next few days. Freaking Ilderton, for Christ's sake, Poplar Hill.
What, the
Holy,
wind? I'll tell you what, the wind was like crazy today here. It was up in the mid-20s this afternoon.
No,
I
yeah,
just-
it was windy here because every time I wanted to go out, because I was going to go out to Rombarassi Park, which is about 10-minute walk. Every time I'd look at I'd say, okay, I've got some time now. Look at the UAV forecast, windy. Then I'm sitting down, I had to do a couple of things, and the wind died. I thought, oh, great, I got some time. The wind springs up. I just couldn't win yesterday.
Well, I got all my paperwork done for the leak survey today, so I went ahead and just went around and got some scattered last minute addresses on the meter read side. Cause I couldn't do anything. It's been raining and windy all day today. I mean, I got a few hours this morning where I was able to get some stuff done, but
Tim, you gave it back to Tim. Tim said he flew it every weekend,
that was just one weekend a year.
one weekend a year. Oh, Tim, you better come in and defend yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's at work, I would imagine.
He's at work.
Though he claims.
Yeah. When has Tim ever been at work?
Hey, Paul, look at that.
Yeah,
Down here in St. Thomas, see right down here?
yeah.
Way up here, they want me to put a sign. Like, Kamoka, Kilworth, Mount Bridges, Strathroy, like, really? Way the frick up here? Oh,
That's double time and a half right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, Ron, how you doing, buddy?
Good going.
Yeah.
Up,
It's
Ron.
that
I'm doing
warm.
it at Paul Hodges. I'm eating ice cream.
There you go.
Ah,
Give me
Oh.
a
is
couple,
it that warm that you can have ice cream?
yeah, yeah. Give me a couple minutes, I'll have some, a piece of pumpkin pie here.
Oh, so Ron, you missed it this morning. So a diver found an air. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so a diver found an Air 2 in the water down there by where Paul flies and didn't know what to do with it. So the diver told him to give him $5 for it. Paul got it. He found the registration number on it and then called the FAA this morning. They got in contact with the guy and the guy lived like 30 minutes from Paul, came, picked his drone up and gave Paul $10 back.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron,
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be off work.
Ice cream looks good.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's
Ron,
nothing-
have you got any thoughts on a new drone in your future, or are you just satisfied with what you got?
I'm happy with what I got. The Mavic 2 Pro does a great job.
Yeah,
But I agree with what you guys were saying a couple minutes ago. I do miss the Phantom 4. I don't miss the size, for compact ability, the picture quality was,
toting it around, yeah.
yeah.
I honestly have a feeling if Ron upgraded, it would probably be a Mavic 3.
Yeah. You probably would.
Just because of the foldability.
Well, that and
Oh,
it's
definitely the convenience of it.
and it's a movie quality style camera too. I mean,
Yeah,
Ron
it's
would
very
only,
cinematic.
Ron would only want the best camera. I mean,
Best
Matt
of the
was-
best of the best, yeah.
look how much Matt used to rave about the Pro 2, and the minute he flew Dennis's Mavic 3, he was like,
Yeah.
"You're a piece of crap. You're going on the shelf."
Yeah.
You know. Oh,
Okay,
shit.
we're gonna hold you to that, Tim.
Tim, you want to? Hold on. I'm gonna show Tim an actual American size steak. Can you see this?
He's getting the
Look
Mavic
at that.
3 Cine. Oh, what do you
Yay.
got?
That's steak with mashed potatoes and grilled onions and
Wow.
and sautéed mushrooms and onions.
Lucky.
Oh, nice.
Big old T-bone.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey, Paul Murray.
Yeah.
You remember my hot boss that works down my part-time job?
Oh,
Remember her?
yes, I do.
guess who got to be my partner last night? And I have never seen this in my 30 years of working the streets, working flight. I'm not the quickest at getting up, and I even, I'm getting older. We got a call at 1 o'clock this morning. I got up, I went to the bathroom, got the ambulance, and I'm like, all right, where the hell is she? I'm waiting. Like maybe there's no way she could have slept through the dispatch. And she comes piling in the ambulance. She has this little bag with her. I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell was that? It was her makeup kit. There we are going down the road, and she's got all her, she had to put her face on. I
That's
looked
good to
over,
hear.
but she's got this little brush, and she's got the
Eh.
mirror down, in the visor. I'm like, I looked at her, I said, Jackie, really? It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta have your best face on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely obsessed with her looks then.
Oh, you
Oh,
wish,
yeah.
Tim.
She's high maintenance. But
You would know that, Tim.
the call we got interesting though. Guy called and said he was along the highway having a heart attack about 10 miles south of here. We get in the area where they said he was, we had to help, we couldn't find him. Well, here the dumb shit was about 30 yards up in the woods. No wonder we couldn't see him from the road at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I get up there, and the dispatch information we get that he's 55 years old. My first clue is something was wrong. Guy was wearing a Vietnam veteran hat. Okay, I'm all about veterans, but don't be running around, displaying stuff that you're not. 55 years old, you want a Vietnam veteran.
Well,
No.
55, I turned 55 next month.
Hmm.
So that means
Yeah.
if you're 55, you're born in 67 or 68, and that's when the conflict started.
Hmm.
Yeah, you'd have to be Tim's
Well-
age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's playing the unconscious act. And I'm like, something tells me, check this guy for weapons. Sure as shit, he's got a loaded 45 in the small of his back. As soon as I took that from him, he magically woke up. What the fuck you doing taking my gun? Yeah. I don't know. I told him, I said, I don't know who you are. It's one, I'm here to help you. But I ain't playing with a loaded pistol in the middle of the night in the middle of the woods.
Mm.
So, but yeah, he was a handful. He wasn't having a heart attack. He was looking for a
God.
free ride to the hospital though.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it made me
Tim,
nervous though. He's drunk and had a loaded gun on him. And out here in
Oh.
the sticks, we don't get the cops responding real quickly either.
Mudball.
oh, Tim, the steak is so good. Enjoy your bologna sandwich at work during your lunch.
Yeah.
I can hear a fuck you coming all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
Joe America says it
Yeah.
might have been his dad's hat.
Yeah. Still, don't
Yeah, that's-
wear it. You don't have the right to wear it.
Yeah, exactly. Have to be at least 70 or 70. You'd have to be at least 70 or 71. Because
Well,
when you look at it, yeah, it's started 55 years ago. A minimum, well, I'm only talking about Australia, but a minimum conscription was 16.
Yeah.
So that means you'd have to be at least 71 or 72.
Yeah.
Well, did you read what Joe America wrote in there? He
Yeah.
said he's 68 and he enlisted right at the end of the Vietnam War, and after 3 months of boot camp, the war ended.
Yeah.
Wow. Lucky him.
Hey, Mark White, how you doing? And Bill, Newfound Drones is in the chat.
Yeah,
Bill.
bud.
Hey, Mark. Okay, well,
No.
enjoy your meatloaf then.
Well, Ron, you run into all kinds of characters like
He
that.
acts like that's better than a T-bone, Dominic.
Yeah,
Who would rather, okay, let me ask the chat. Who would rather have meatloaf or a T-bone steak?
sorry, I'm gonna go with the
my
T-bone steak.
I'd rather have the meatloaf simply because of these.
Yeah.
But I've always liked meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and the meatloaf, it's like I told Ron, you put a layer of ketchup on top and then you sprinkle the brown sugar on it when you bake it.
Yeah.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah votes T-bone.
Hey, Sarah, yeah, T-bone, yep.
Bill votes T-bone.
Look, so did Bill and Joe both do.
Yep.
Well,
That's on the meatloaf.
I'm gonna vote T-bone, but meatloaf is easier because you can cut it up and have 3 or 4 meals from it.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
meatloaf for convenience, but T-bone for flavor.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I used to like.
Mark White,
When
yep,
I made a
steak pie,
meatloaf,
I'll throw that one in too. Yep.
I'd make a big meatloaf like this, slice off about 3 slices, put mashed potatoes and gravy with it. And I could eat that for like 2 or 3, 4 days,
What the hell is steak pie?
Steak pie and potato salad. I don't know. That's a new one on me, Bill.
Freaking foreigners.
Just- Mark says steak pie and potato salad.
Heard of meat pies, but never.
And
Why?
Mudball says smoked meatloaf.
Trying to find these elk, my relief that drove in this afternoon. Tell me about this big herd of elk right up the road up here. I'm trying to find them. I think I'm in the right area he was talking about. So there's about 30 of them right alongside the road.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to help my brother on his way to work. A steak, you don't know what a steak pie is? God, what are you people?
What's a steak pie?
You basically cut up some really nice beef.
Oh, so you gotta cut the steak up and then you
Yeah,
make-
there it is, Mark.
Okay.
Mark, steak pie, chunks of steak in gravy, and then you put it in a pastry, but it's a deep dish, sort
Like
of pie pan.
Okay.
Put it in there. You make the gravy, the real gravy, none of this white gravy rubbish. You make real gravy.
Excuse you?
That's
White
No, this
gravy's for
white
breakfast.
gravy rubbish.
White gravy's for breakfast stuff.
Yeah, like a pot pie. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Tim will know. Yeah, just get yourself either a nice 4 and 20, or you go to one of the
Hello, AZ.
not exotic.
It's
AZ.
like If it's like a pot pie, I'd eat it.
Yeah. Really, and that really crusty fellow pastry. Not, the pies at 7-Eleven are not too bad these days. They got those really good. They got those really good. Can't think of the right word for them. Not exotic.
7-Eleven has pies?
You don't know?
No.
Yeah. Oh, they've got some really great.
So you
Jeez.
must have a 7-Eleven that has a bakery in it.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
They have
no,
the-
none
they
of
have a
ours
pie
over
warmer.
here do. Ron, have you ever had a 7-Eleven with a bakery?
I don't think they've had a bakery.
Dominic says over there they got bakeries in the 7-Eleven and they make pies and all kinds of stuff.
They make them off site. and then they put them in the pie warmer.
Pie warmer. Okay,
Tim, back me up on this. It's a large, probably about this big, probably about a meter wide, probably about 3 foot wide, about 2 meters tall.
so
it's
that'd be like
got-
a pizza warmer?
Yes, similar. Oh yeah. And the hot box as well. They're great too. They're like a fold. They're more like a folded pastry. No, it's not. It doesn't cook them. It just keeps them warm. The warmer. Oh shit.
Huh.
Yeah, Tim wouldn't know, Dom.
It's got a
Or
sort
Donald.
of element in the back that keeps it like it's like an oven where it keeps the pie warm. And it's probably about 200 or so. No, probably 250. Anyway, 120 Celsius, whatever that is.
Tim's a self-hating American. That's why he moved to Australia.
Dominic, I had a question. Do they serve authentic, like the same kind of Mexican food that we have over there?
I've never. Well, I've been to. Actually, I was on the border between Mexico and New Mexico. Oh, what's the name?
Well, see, here's the problem with them trying to explain that, right, though? And Dominic will probably agree with me, is if you've never actually had authentic Mexican food, you only know
Well-
what you've been served in your area.
No,
So, I
I'm saying. What was the name of that town?
In New Mexico?
No, yeah.
Trying to think of town names in New Mexico.
Was it? I'm trying to remember if it was Albuquerque or not. It's 40 years ago. So that's why my memory is a bit sketchy. And my brother's not here to ask because he's just gone to work. Because I went over and met him. He was working there at the time.
So
Yeah.
is your brother living in the States?
No, he lives with me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Tijuana. I can't remember, but
Yeah, Tijuana is there a Tijuana, US and Mexico, or just Mexico?
Because I thought that was on the border.
No, it's in Mexico. I mean, I don't
Okay,
know.
no, I didn't cross the border. It was pretty close to the border, and there was a Mexican restaurant. But this is 40 years ago, so they're probably not there anymore.
Well, I mean, let's face it, you're trying to remember what food tastes like 40 years ago. It probably, like I said,
your memory always makes it better than what it was.
Yeah,
but like I said, in order to ask somebody over there, how's your Mexican food compared to ours? Well, you know, unless they've been here recently, like really recently, and have had it a couple times, there's really no way to compare it because every country takes food and puts their own twists on it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're right next to Mexico, and the shit that we make at home, what we call tacos, isn't the legit Mexican tacos.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
we make our stuff completely different. We put
Yeah,
our own
and-
spin on it.
Well, and we'll put the Australian bias on it anyway. So regardless of where you go, you're always going to put that bias on it.
Now, if you have like a Mexican restaurant over there, it's actually ran by, you know, a group of, or a family of Mexicans from Mexico, then you're probably going to get the real shit.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We do have some. Well, they claim to be authentic Mexican.
Right, and that's what I said, unless you've had it recently, it's kind of hard for either one of us to compare it. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like if I went over there, I could tell you the comparison.
Yeah,
If, or if you ate it there and then came over here, then you'd be able to give a good comparison. But either way,
exactly. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, there's actually one near me that claims to be authentic Mexican, and I've eaten there, and to me it's delicious. and they have, it's always packed out to the point where, you know, you have to wait. It used to be a, here we go. Then, because they had a small, one of those small food trucks, and it became so popular that they decided to move from a food truck to a large venue. So they've got this big shop now, and they're still packing them in.
Ah,
Oh, that's true, Mark. Actual real chili doesn't necessarily have beans in it,
Mm,
but I've had some good chili with beans in it. I like it
Yeah.
either way. I'm not really picky when it comes to chili. If it tastes good, it tastes good.
You know what I miss out here, Justin, and you can relate, is we don't have Wawas. We
Oh,
have
yeah,
them on
we-
the East Coast, of Pennsylvania, but
Yeah, I got like two or three of them within 10 miles of
Yep.
me.
I didn't know what a Wawa was until you told me.
Wawa is
Never seen one.
it makes 7-Eleven look like shit, dude. It's like a really nice gas station.
It's a high end.
Well, it's not like it's more expensive to shop there or anything. It's just, it's cleaner. They have
More-
multiple employees working in there, so they're very helpful. And it's a very nice, well put together
Yeah.
and plus they have an actual
Right.
restaurant, like grills inside there that make fresh food.
yeah, sandwiches and
Yeah.
Well,
there's about
7-Eleven
100
got
Buffalo.
sandwiches here.
Well, see over
I
here,
think we're
7-Eleven.
gonna have to discuss what your 7-Elevens have and what we don't.
Well, most of our 7-Elevens over here, Dominic, are a lot of their shit comes pre-packaged from the factories, and then they
Yeah.
just heat it up in like microwaves, and then
Yeah.
they'll put it in like heater things. So
Yeah.
like you can get breakfast sandwiches, all that shit, but it's all stuff that was pre-packaged, and then they just stick it
Yeah,
in a little
yeah,
heater
yeah.
tray. It's
You
not
see that,
made
Justin?
fresh. What?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Anheuser-Busch had nearly 5 billion in value since Bud Light's anything.
it lost that much?
Interesting.
$5 billion.
You know, I honestly don't think it's much of them using that transvestite, but it's what that woman said about, you know, old customers. You know, like, hey, you're no good to us anymore, and you know, we want somebody new and fresh. You know,
Yeah.
Well, the biggest problem was, dude, is we all know what their core base customer
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's middle-aged straight dudes.
yeah,
I mean, they're not to say that women don't drink Bud Light or Budweiser or, you know, Anheuser-Busch products, but their main two beers are marketed towards middle-aged guys.
Yeah.
Like middle-aged, you know,
Rednecks.
yeah, well, not necessarily rednecks, just middle-aged, hardworking, middle-class guys. That's their
Yeah,
main.
you've got to, at some stage, we're going to have to find where that medium is.
Hey,
Not one,
Donald.
not all one side and not all one the other. Let's see if we can actually find that medium where everybody can fit, rather than one, one side or the other, because we've gone from completely one side and then go bang right to the other side.
Yeah, but wasn't March Madness, didn't that have to do with sports though?
That's what I
Like,
Yeah.
that has
don't know.
nothing to do with sports. Like, it was supposed to be like every year it was like some kind of sports thing.
College basketball playoff.
I just know I had to stop drinking Bud Light in the bottle because it was hurting the back of my throat.
Oh my god.
Here he comes with a good zinger.
That's the only
I
reason I
would-
signed on.
How you doing, Donald?
Doing good.
Good.
Look, Tim, I would gladly come over there and try Australian food, but if Matt takes me to an authentic Australian Japanese restaurant,
Yeah.
that's not real Australian food. That's what he
Yeah,
did
what-
that's what he did to Dennis.
What is that Australian cuisine that I've heard about worldwide?
Bangers and mash, but we stole that from the English. And here's
And we
Birdman.
want it fucking back, you
Here
thief.
comes David.
We
Yeah,
steal
I'm
a
wondering
lot
what
of our
authentic
cuisine
Australian cuisine.
from the British.
All I got then was when we stole it from the British, so I hand it back.
Yeah. All our cuisine,
What he said, David, it was bangers.
Oh,
bangers and mash, we stole it from the English.
yes, good old bangers and mash.
But like I
Yeah.
said, when Dennis came over there, Matt took him to an authentic Australian Japanese restaurant. I was like, you couldn't find some hole in the wall that makes like some really good homemade Australian food.
Well, I suppose you guys in America are all devastated now, aren't you? Your biggest export to the world is going under.
Who's that?
Tupperware.
Yeah, Tupperware's in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Really?
going under.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
that'd be
yeah, it's on the
Rubbermaid.
news here.
Yeah, it's made the news
Tupperware's
here.
in trouble. They've got a problem with being relevant.
The problem is now, why would you buy a Tupperware tub for $9.99 when I
Yeah.
can go to the pound shop and buy the same tub under a generic brand for
Yeah.
£1?
Yep,
Well, I know over here with Tupperware, definitely you get what you pay for. Because we have really good Tupperware that's got really good lids and stuff on them. And then
but
you
you can
got
never find them.
shittier
but the problem-
Tupperware that if I went like, if I put something in it and shook it, the shit would
guess
go
what?
everywhere.
Justin, you've just made the big mistake that's costing Tupperware its business.
Why? Cause I keep using butter
Everybody-
containers?
No, because everybody claims the plastic container is Tupperware. It's become
Yeah.
a generic name for the plastic container, Tupperware. However, Tupperware is actually a brand.
Yeah, Tupperware's a brand name.
Just like Kleenex. You don't grab
Yep.
a Kleenex, you grab a tissue.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
Tim
Donald.
Jackson grabs several every night before he goes to bed.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, some names just become so synonymous with a product that that's what people refer. No matter
Yeah.
what the name of the product is, they'll refer to it as the name brand.
Right, Xerox.
kangaroo,
Right.
ostrich, crocodile, lamb. I've eaten three of those. I've eaten
Which
kangaroo,
one was
I've
that,
eaten
the only-
crocodile, I've
oh,
eaten
you can eat
lamb, but
Australian
we have
ones.
emus here.
But so actually one of the biggest, I would say Tupperware
And lotion,
or
Dom.
plastic product makers over here would be Rubbermaid. I don't know if they own the Tupperware brand name, but like you go to Walmart and stuff, all the bins and everything, most of them are all made by Rubbermaid.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what I mean. But Tupperware is a brand itself.
yeah,
It's just become irrelevant because companies are making the same quality of containers at a lot less price.
yeah,
And Tupperware's big sell was the Tupperware party.
yeah,
Where everybody gathered
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
You had the one woman going, look, it's a plastic container. You can put shit in it.
Is that even still a thing, Tupperware parties?
No, it stopped in 2003.
yeah. They do it. They have the TV shopping network,
Yeah.
and they have
Well, you
People
know what's
coming
gonna
on.
happen is there's gonna become Tupperware collective items.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tim's right there, but yeah, they have older ladies
speak
coming
kangaroo,
on
though.
extolling the virtues of Tupperware, morning
Whoever-
TV, and I think it's pretty similar in the UK.
no.
That
Used to be.
those morning shows.
Just
Oh,
see, the only,
we have them, but it's more trying to sell you a freaking bed now. You lay in
Yeah.
bed, and what they're trying to sell you? A freaking comfier bed.
Yeah, comfy bed or what's in that spinal ease pillow.
have you
That's the
ever,
latest one.
have you ever
They
heard,
flog it to death.
what's that mattress conspiracy? It was really funny. It was about one of the mattress stores over here. Mattress firm conspiracy. I think it was
That's
mattress
right.
firm.
Order a Toby Carvery, deliver it to your door, and the amount of
Yeah.
containers that they send you, whack them in the dishwasher, sorted.
Yeah, yeah. That's why You know, you go to you get a takeaway curry and you always get a couple of takeaway dishes.
Yeah, if any of you guys get a chance, look up the Mattress Firm money laundering conspiracy. It's freaking hilarious.
Right.
I ran across
There's a mattress firm in every town, but you never see anybody in them.
exactly. And that is true. We got one in our town, and I've never seen anybody in or out of it.
But the question has to be, have you ever really, really wants to go into the bed shop and go, guys, we really want a genuine bed here and we have to test it out. Mrs., get on the bed. Get your kit off.
So many beds are sold now vacuum sealed with those industrial machines. You can order a freaking king size mattress in a damn suitcase size box now.
Yeah,
Oh, they could piss right off. Hate them darn things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones in the plastic bag.
And then they they're about this big, and you slit them, and they open up and knock you out.
No. Over here, you've got a drawstring now, and you
No,
pull the
no.
string, right? And
Well, you're doing better than we
like
are.
It flings out like a jack in the box. It just goes boing.
Yeah, we have the same thing here, but
Everything has
it's
to go
wrapped
with
in
it.
plastic.
In other words, it probably comes with a warning label that says "Stand back when you open it," right?
Yeah,
It actually does
Oh.
tell you on the box to be careful
yeah, does
because we bought a king size 10-inch king size memory foam mattress about a year and a half ago, and I'll tell you what, that thing was in for the size of mattress it was in a very small box.
Yeah. Well,
And-
the last one we bought, the memory foam one, it actually said on the plastic, "Chin up, mate." Right on the pull string, just said "Chin up, mate." I was like, "What the hell's all that about?" Soon found out.
Yeah.
Shut up, you. Oh yes, the Ann summer parties. No men invited. Bitches.
Yeah, we have
Well,
those here.
it's like Avon. Is that still around?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
around.
But now Avon,
Okay.
we have Avon shops over here, and
Ah.
also you have them stood outside the local supermarkets trying to catch you.
You ready?
Oh, here we go.
Today we salute you, former Budweiser drinkers of America. Together, you've sworn to never drink another drop of Bud Light or any other beer from Anheuser-Busch.
Ancient history.
Sure, it might taste like piss from a hamster, but it gave us a cheap buzz. And a cheap buzz is exactly what we've needed over the last 2 years.
You said it, brother.
So while there might be a tear in your beer and a hole in your heart, hold your heads high and know that today is a new day and there's other beers in the sea.
Oh, they
I
have been-
think it's been done to death.
Hamster piss.
oh, dude, I've been running across so many of them though, dude. Everybody's being so creative with these old Budweiser commercials are hilarious.
Well,
Did
I-
they say that marketing director got fired or she quit or resigned or something? Did I hear?
I saw an article earlier, but I didn't read it, but it said something about the headline was VP marketer for Anheuser resigns. But I didn't end up reading it because I was busy doing something.
Hmm.
That was the title of the article.
Yeah.
I mean, how long is Anheuser gonna hold on to somebody that costs them that much money? At some point, they're gonna be like, all right, this ain't good.
The question has
Yeah.
to be, right?
Now they're up to 5 billion in
No.
loss.
Right, I'm going to ask you a serious question now. Why is everybody getting so offended over a picture on a Bud Light? Who the bloody hell drinks a Bud Light?
Exactly.
Well,
You
The-
either drink a proper Budweiser or a Foster's or a Carlsberg or a Carling. You don't drink Bud
VB.
Light. You might as well go and buy yourself a non-alcoholic lager.
well,
Like
that's
I
because
said, David, it's cheap. It does taste like hamster piss, but it's cheap and you get a quick buzz.
well, and the thing of it is, what really set off Budweiser to the mass media and everything is the he she that they put her her face on the can.
Yeah, they've got.
He went out and did a whole bunch of crazy shit online.
Because.
Well, the biggest problem people have with this person is if you go watch his TikToks, he does a lot of TikToks with this like 50-year-old, this other 50-year-old trans guy, and they're constantly targeting kids in their videos.
Yep.
And this is why people didn't like him, because they'll be like, all right, we're here to do a video. Let's talk to the kids. We're here to talk to the
Whoa.
kids.
But
And
did
so
he-
they're,
And that's what I said to you last night. Let people be who they want to be, how they want to be, dress how they want to dress, look how they want to look, have whatever. If you want to call yourself black when you're white, that's fine. You want to call yourself pink or yellow or green, doesn't matter, right? However, you don't target kids.
well, that's why they don't like her so much. I dove into it some more today of what the big
David, it's
hatred
not
was.
so much that they're trying to be someone, fine, be that. But why should less than 1% of the population of this country take over and try and make the rest of us bend to their will?
You don't
Yeah,
have
it's trying to push it
That's
in our
the point.
face.
That's all we're doing is
Right.
saying, fuck
I'll-
you.
No. I'll say it again. When it comes to trans people, yeah, you can't
Yeah.
have nothing. It's either all or nothing, right?
Yep.
They're not pushing it into
Just
your
keep
face
kids
because
away from it.
a trans person wouldn't be a trans person if they're not dressed as a woman or dressed as a man. It just wouldn't work, right? So they're not pushing it in your face. Do-gooders are pushing it in your face.
No, it's
and
not that.
talking
It's
and stuff.
talking. They're talking on social media, on every media you can think of.
You don't have to
Forcing-
follow that social. That's the whole point of social media.
Where
You
am
don't
I
like
gonna,
it,
why should I
walk
have
away
to
from it.
leave?
Wait, no. If you don't like it, just scroll past.
I'm the majority.
Yes,
No.
but
Both,
But what?
yeah, both
if
Davids
you're
have
the
a point.
majority, but if
Oh.
if you're the majority, you're not scrolling past much, are you? What, a post every now and again?
On
Okay.
a positive
No,
point,
a lot, every day, all day.
The question
Anyway.
has to be then, why is the more, as we all know now, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all got algorithms, yeah? And they push you videos that they think you want to see. So the question has to be, why?
and
Anybody can get the numbers up there. It just takes a matter of a few
No.
keystrokes. And
It's
that's what they're doing.
It may be, this is what I've been telling the trolls on Laura's thing. If you stop to comment on a video, that algorithm does not give a crap that what you're doing, don't care that you're trolling. It thinks you like it. So if you've commented on something and gone, hell no, you don't push that in my face, you're going to get more of it. Yeah. That's what I keep saying. Scroll past.
It's- You know, David, it's not so much the social media, and I think what pisses off the average American today is number one, they're pushing that shit in our schools. We're paying
Everywhere.
Yeah, we had
hard-earned
this last
taxes
night.
to send our kids to school, not knowing what these goddamn teachers, they're pushing this shit down their throat. I just have one of my really good friends who's she's Department of Health nurse for the county. She had to go to a seminar mandatory not long ago, and it was drilled into her head, you know, that how she's got to be so careful as to how she addresses these people if they come in as a patient. You know, if they call them a him when it's really a her, or vice versa, she could be fired. So even like me, we
No,
had to go through a.
that should not happen. But that's the way. That's not.
But it
that's-
is. That's what's
No,
pissing
but-
people off.
Well, I want
And
to
now
point
they're
something
trying to
out to you.
promote-
Whoa. I want to point something out to you. That is not the trans person that's getting you fired. Yeah, that's the do-gooder at the top that don't understand you can make a bloody mistake. Right?
Yeah, but
the
these
difference.
trans people then will sue the company. You know,
And
sue my workplace. Oh, he offended me.
It's the
Yeah,
radical
that's what
trans. It's the radical
Well-
trans movement.
Yes, but
They
you've got-
sue everybody.
haven't you got the same with, you know, the gays, the lesbian, you know, the Muslims? You know what?
No, you don't. A lot of gays and lesbians are saying those people are insane. I don't want anything to do with them.
I don't even
Exactly.
have anything
The point
against gay or
is-
lesbian, but
I don't
it's just
either.
bullshit.
It's not
You
a
gotta
big
call me
deal.
by a pronoun? Really?
Yeah.
But the other question is, the gay pride march, that was actually set up by a straight person.
Well, that's fine.
Probably.
Who cares who says
That's the
that?
point.
I want them to
It's-
have a good time just like I do. I mean, I stay at home and do whatever, watch
Now,
some silly shows
but
on
the other-
YouTube, but
But Dave, here's
fine.
another thing for you, right? You don't want to be around the gays, you don't want to be honest. Well, you know what? I think it's time that people that are not liking it say, hell, no, I'm going to push my opinions on you. And you go out with a straight pride rally.
David, it's not that. That's not what I do. And I don't like being around anybody. It's not particularly what their sexuality or sexual orientation is. Doesn't matter to me. It's them constantly throwing it up, suing people, changing this and that, making it illegal. Oh my
But the only
goodness.
reason they're suing people is because the do-gooders at the top are making it easy for them. If people that
Who's
are
the
not
do-gooders
gay,
at the top? Buddha Judge or whatever that guy's name
Yeah,
is.
but
He's
what I'm
at
saying
the
is-
top.
if the people at the top that are not gay, just got on with what they need and stop poking their noses in, right? And I'm not talking about judges. I'm talking about politicians that think, oh, I'm going to get an extra few votes by saying gays should have extra rights over the straight people. Yeah, it just shouldn't work that way. Why, as a society, can we not just say, you do what you want to do, you do what you want to do, you want to do what you do. However, if you're doing it to hide from a crime, you go in jail, right? And
Yep.
at the end of the day, it's like over here, that Scottish guy that tried to pretend to be transgender so
Yep.
he could get away with rape. Should never
Yep.
have happened.
What's
Yeah,
your
they
guy?
probably
What's
do
your?
too, so.
This is the thing is, you guys are all agreeing on the same fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We are. We are.
It's just a different shade of grey.
Well, I think we need to change
Well,
the subject.
We do need to let it drop, because at the end of the day, I am as equal as anyone. I don't care if you're Canadian, American, or Justin. You're all idiots.
Or Justin.
You know what I
Watches.
mean? We're just here to have banter and a chat and stuff. I don't give a. You know what? As long as they don't come near me, let them do what they want to do. And that's the end of that subject.
So
Just,
anyway,
uh,
on some good news,
so
if
we get-
nobody heard, Paul found the owner of the drone this morning and he came.
Well,
back
that's
today.
good.
Yes, I heard. Oh, and
I-
there's
I
another
don't-
thing as well. Well, you're all here, but just the last one on this subject.
Yep.
If you don't want to see trans people all on your social media feed, stop watching Justin's videos, because Bertha's going to
Exactly.
bring it here.
Yeah, because that's the algorithm.
She's bringing all the lemonade to
Yeah.
the yard.
Yeah, because
Not
it's
the
the
milkshake, the
algorithm.
lemonade.
Birdman, I don't know if you were on earlier when we were talking about pie warmers.
About what?
Pie warmers.
Pie warmers.
Yeah.
What the hell's a
You
pie
don't have
warmer?
pie warmers in the UK?
No, we whack it in a
In the
microwave.
7-Elevens, they got pie warmers.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the little oven, the little things that they
Heating
cut the
lamps?
pies off and shove them in there?
They keep the pies warm.
Little
I
lamps.
thought the
Little
UK
heat
would have
lamps.
something like that.
Yes, we do have them over here. However, we do have one great rule. And I don't know if it's the same everywhere else. After 2 hours, if it hasn't been sold, it's got to go in the bin.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
time. We have a time
They
on
do
ours
that
too.
here.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
you would have to anyway, because the shit gets all hard and gross
Oh
after a
God,
couple
Paul's
hours.
muted. Get ready to get cancelled.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, you have 7-Elevens down there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. My fondest, funniest moment, and I shouldn't have done this on duty because I was in uniform, but I went into the 7-Eleven one day, probably 10, 15 years ago, and I went in and the store clerk was there and I just broke down laughing. He's like, yo, man. He goes, what's so funny? I said, dude, do you ever watch The Simpsons? I said, do you remember Apu, who used to work at the Quickie Mart? I said, you look just like him.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. You're getting canceled for that one.
Yeah, that was probably the wrong thing to say. But he did. He looked just like Apu from The Simpsons, you know, when Homer used to go into the Quickie Mart.
I hope he took that as a joke.
I hope so too. I didn't stay long. I left, and I don't think I ever went back.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it this way. I'm gonna try and skirt around the topic. But the 7-Elevens here are owned by people of that race. And the
Yeah,
one thing
same here.
I'm going to say this nicely. The one thing I really like about Indians is the ones that I've met and the ones that work at 7-Eleven or work at any of these retail stores. They are the friendliest people and they bend over backwards to try and help you.
Each to their own.
Because I've
There's
seen a
nothing,
couple of.
well, you're not really saying anything bad to skirt around anything, Dominic.
Just one.
I
The
know that,
stereotype-
but it's
the
just the way-
stereotype-
It's just the way people like to bend words out of shape when you try
Yeah.
and say something
Well,
about
I'm gonna
any
be
racial
honest.
stereotype.
Right. I'm
No,
gonna be
but
honest
the,
with you.
the stereotype is true though. A lot of them own
Yeah.
gas stations over
Well,
there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's a
Dominic?
fact.
Yeah, Dominic, Justin, I'm offended because we don't have 7-Elevens. We have 6-11s.
Oh,
my
no.
God. It's like the Wish version of 7-Eleven.
Yeah. But I
No,
don't. I
but-
just,
But there's some what you would call stereotypes out there that are actually 100% true.
yeah,
And
I know
that
that.
is one of them. For
I know.
sure.
But
I'll
it's,
tell
it's
you,
just the way sometimes people carry on about them. And they say, oh, they do this or oh, they do that.
Like
Yeah.
I said, there's
All the
one that,
ones that I've met, work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're always on their phone. And they're always doing something. They're out there and they want to work. And I
Yeah.
say, good on them. So this is a
Sad
really,
part-
You're right, there,
Sad part,
Dom.
Dominic, is the other half of them are the online scammers from India.
yeah. I was trying not to
They're
get
the
to that.
ones.
I was
here's
trying
the
not to
point.
get to the telemarketers or
But
the
that's the
online
point.
scammers. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, but that's the point, Dominic. You're right, but they are like Ron said, the ones in India and Pakistan and the Middle East, the scammers, they
Yeah,
don't want to work. Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
ones that have taken the risk and moved places that want to work.
yeah.
That's the problem. We have to decide, do we want the hard workers moving around or do we want to be them sat at home scamming us?
Mm.
But I will say one thing as well. The Sikh community over here, as much as they get a bad reputation,
Oh,
when the truckers all got stuck at Dover and they were stuck for over 2
so
weeks.
you have the same thing we have here called the Sikh volunteers,
No, this was
where
one
they
Sikh
move all
guy-
this food around.
No, this one Sikh guy said, let's make a few curries up and see if
Oh,
we can
yeah,
serve
we're
it
doing
to
that
you."
here.
And he started, within an hour, there was over 200 Sikhs making
Yep, yep.
curries, and they served every lorry driver every night.
Yeah, we've got the same here. They go around to homeless
And
people.
he did it for
They
free.
go around. Every time there's a natural disaster, a flood, a bushfire, they get out there and they get a huge minibus and they drive around to everybody and they just give them food. So
Meanwhile, and I don't want to, I won't say the name, but one that has the England flag on the side, a similar shape,
yeah,
right? They go around to these, doing all these appeals, and they do go out to where there's a, disaster, but then they sit there and let everybody else do the work.
mm,
And I know this because my dad used to work for them.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause-
one thing I've noticed going to those gas stations, especially around here, like the one I always go to, the Beverage Castle, they'll never take my damn change. Like if it's like 507 or something, like $5.07, I'll
Yeah.
hand them the $5. They'll be like, don't worry about the change. Just go. I'm like, okay, every damn time I go through there,
Mm,
they never want to change. They're just like, go ahead and go.
yeah,
I wonder how
I'm-
much a year they're losing in profit from doing that.
But did you know you have them guys to thank for your touchscreen technology?
Yep.
Because the petrol stations were the first touchscreen technology. When you was drunk on your way home and
Yeah.
you think, oh, a 24/7 petrol station, and you go to the window and they're not, obviously the doors are not open because obviously it's late night, and you're stood there at the window going, no, Ginsters, and you're banging the hell out the window going, no, that one. That's your first touchscreen technology.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, same with the late night kebabs here. They make a roaring trade. From midnight to 5 a.m. They would make more than most of the shops that are open from say 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I used to love it when I worked at Asda, and at midnight, when all the other shops closed,
Yeah.
Asda would stay open 24/7. And it gets to like 2 in the morning, and you just
Yeah.
see that one person in their pajamas just dart across the end of the aisle. And because you're not expected to see them, you're like, whoa, what the hell's that?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have 24-hour supermarkets, but they don't do that anymore because of the amount of abuse that people would get.
Yeah, we have some, but not a lot. A lot of them closed, didn't come back on COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
They closed at
That was
midnight.
that was when the 24-hour supermarket stopped here. Because they used to have several 24-hour supermarkets, and then it just went from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
But now you've got to go in the mornings now. So you get up and you go into the supermarket at 8 o'clock in the morning. And can
Yeah.
you get to the shelves? No. Why? Because there's stupid people doing other people's home shopping.
Yeah,
And they don't give a crap. They'll just barge past you. Out of the way, I'm doing shopping for 6 people. Boom.
You know what's funny is the person that actually invented touchscreen. I'm surprised you didn't claim it, David.
yeah,
Why would I claim it?
It was Eric Johnson of the Royal Raider Establishments located in Malvern, England. Malvern, am I saying that right?
It might have been, but I've got a feeling
He
it
was,
might have been
he
Scotty
wrote-
No, I think it might have been Scotty McClue on his way home from a kebab in Glasgow, banging on that window, wanting his Ginsters.
yeah.
It said in 1969 he was granted a patent for his invention, and he wrote the paper and diagrams and prototypes on touchscreen technology back in 1969.
Oh
Mm.
no, people don't realize your touchscreen devices have been around a long time. Remember the old
Yeah.
little?
Oh, there was
Amstrad
shit back in the
iPads?
90s that had it, but it was really crappy. Like, do you remember
Actually, I
the
can remember back to the mid 80s here. They had a very
that little thing with Windows 3.1 on it.
yeah.
yeah, there was an Apple one back in the 90s. I think it was a what were those little things called where you wasn't actually a cell phone, it was just for like scheduling yourself.
Newton.
Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot or Apple Newton,
Yeah.
I think it's called.
Yeah, that one, the touch screen was so horrible on that. You know, when you go to press a certain letter or number, it would bring up
Yeah,
a
and it'll come up
completely-
with something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark, what's
Tim-
that about you can't buy cigarettes after 10 o'clock?
because Apple was actually one of the first ones back in the 90s that had the one where when you would write out a sentence, it would bring it up in text, but it was like really bad.
It was. Yeah.
You'd write like the dog was walking down the road and it'd come up, the girl pulled her skirt up for the neighbor. Like it would come up with a completely different text of what you actually wrote.
We're talking about touchscreens now, Tim. Is that Tim? I'm back. What did I miss? Not much.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about late night kebabs now.
the worst thing they ever got rid of when I worked at Asda was the 11 o'clock deadline for alcohol,
Yeah,
because
I
you
think they-
guarantee at 10:30 they would make the announcement. If you buy an
Yeah, the
alcohol, you must go through the
bottle shops.
checkout by 11 o'clock. This is
Yeah.
your last call. And then at 11 o'clock, those that didn't get through would just leave the shopping trolleys. And that was great for me because it was like, I'm going around collecting all them pounds.
Mm.
You used to get about 80, 90 quid
Oh, that's good.
on the shopping trolleys where people just
Yeah.
left them.
Yeah, they do that here. We've got shopping trolleys left in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, we got a problem with that over here, but some of the stores over here have systems set up now. If you go past a certain point in the parking
Yeah,
lot, it locks the
They lock
wheels
the
up.
wheels.
But you know what's
Yeah.
funny, Dominic? When I worked at Walmart, I saw two different teenagers. Because every once in a while you'd have them malfunction in the store and they'd lock up in the middle of the store.
Yeah.
Catch you later,
And
Paul.
I saw two different teenagers, two different times,
See you, Paul.
hauling ass running with the cart front
Yeah.
wheel locked up and they went flying over it.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to work and talk to you guys later.
Okay,
later.
Catch you later, Paul.
See you,
See you
Paul.
later.
Gotta
Yep,
go do
bye.
some more painting. But yeah, we had two different teenagers that were running down the aisles,
Yeah.
full bore, and the front wheel locked up, and one of them actually had to go to the hospital because he hit his head on the shelf and busted his head open.
Uh,
And guess what? They brought that technology out here, but then the teenagers realized once you get it to the line, just lift the trolley over
yeah.
and away you go.
The ones that have that system don't tend to have the problem with missing carts, but because like one of the Walmarts in our town has that technology. The other Walmart doesn't because it's owned by a private guy. The actual shopping center is owned by somebody private.
Yeah.
So he's
I
really
mean,
bad with Walmart. He doesn't let Walmart, they don't let Walmart do anything in there, which I
But
think is stupid,
yeah.
but
the UK's got it sorted anyway. If you've lost a couple of trolleys, you know where they are. They're in the freaking river.
Yeah.
Yeah, guarantee it.
Yeah.
well, see, they used to pay people to go around and pick up grocery carts, but then the
retrieve them,
problem, but the problem was that these guys would go into the parking lots and fill up the back of their trailers and then bring them back later on and say, oh, look what I found. And so
Yeah.
now companies have actually found it more cost efficient that they'll just replenish them as they're losing them. Well, at Walmart, we used to get about 20, 25 new carts every month and a half.
Mm.
They'd send us about 25, anywhere between 20 to 30 of them on the truck. And then we would take any broken ones that we had and we'd put them back on that truck.
Yeah.
Now the ones that we actually sent back that were broken that didn't get stolen, those ones would get fixed and come
Mm.
back out
What
to
they
the
need
stores.
they need to have trolleys now. We've got the technology that are connected to the Wi-Fi system or some sort of signal system. And once they go so far away, they sound a massive alarm and that would be so loud that the people that are trying to take the trolley don't think, pick it, leave it there.
Well, the sheriffs
Surely you can
around,
have a GPS tracker.
the local police and the sheriffs around here, if they catch you walking down the street with a cart, they'll actually stop and see where it's from. And you can get in
Mm.
trouble for having it. I've seen them pull quite a few
Well,
homeless
over here,
people over
you are
on the
allowed
side
to
of the road.
take the cart home, but you got to take it back. If you ask the
Mm.
store, they will let you take it because when we lived in Rill, we only lived around the corner from Morrison's. It was like, why bag it all up? Leave it in a trolley, wheel a trolley home,
Mm.
chuck it all in. While I put it away, Laura takes the trolley back.
Yeah.
There's a real famous video of a guy getting arrested because he drove off on one of Walmart's wheelchairs and he was going up over a bridge on it. And a cop pulled him over and said, where'd that wheelchair come from? Because I mean, you can clearly over here, the store wheelchairs are nothing like anybody would buy for themselves. They don't look nothing like
No.
the ones you would go buy from an actual, like store that sells that stuff.
Yeah, they look like the old, the ones over here, they look like, the trolleys that buffer the floor, the machine.
Yeah, they look very
Yeah, they look
like
like that,
cave.
don't they?
Yeah, they look very like archaic.
Or like
They're
a bumper
very,
car.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
very ugly looking compared to like the real nice ones that people could get through their insurance companies and
Oh,
stuff.
definitely. Yeah.
Dave looks like he is enjoying that, whatever the hell he's eating. He's over there, eyes are rolling in the
It's
back of his head.
I can't remember what it's called. It's barbecue steak and potatoes or something. Lean cuisine bowl.
I don't know. His eyes were
Oh,
rolling in the
nice.
back of his head. Thought he was
Delicious.
eating ice cream or something.
Sounds
My Irish
delicious.
potatoes are the same thing.
I mean, the worst bit is over here. If you've got a shopping trolley in Liverpool and you take it out of the supermarket, by the time you got it to the end of the road, your shopping trolley's on bricks and the wheels are gone.
Exactly. Yeah, we have that problem here.
Well, you
Going
got to
the
remember
wrong,
too.
wrong neighborhood.
You got to remember too, Mark. Like we're so spread out. These homeless people will walk miles. And the thing is some of these homeless people they'll be carrying enough shit with them to fit in a pickup truck. And I'm like, Jesus, you'll
Mhm.
see them with a damn shopping cart with like a half a RV's worth of freaking supplies hanging off the side of these things.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, you actually made a shopping trolley over here for the homeless people, so they could put all the stuff in during the day, and then at night they just take the stuff out, tip it upside down. It becomes a little tent.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I never saw that before.
See if I can find it. It was quite.
I mean, I guess that would work as long as it's very durable and it lasts a while. Because there's actually homeless encampments in the middle of nowhere in some states.
Mm.
Like what is that called? What's that place, Ron? Maybe Ron knows that place out in, what is it, Nevada or California? It's called the Lawless Place or whatever.
California.
Yeah, and all
Yeah,
the
it's,
homeless people and shit live out there.
Yeah,
There's nothing for like
Yeah.
30 miles either way.
that's not where they have. I think that's not where they have that Burning Man festival.
Oh, Dave would know too. Yeah, he lived out in that area. Yeah, they
Yeah,
had,
they're one of the ends of that property,
Oh,
but
that's
up
great.
against China Lake Naval
Great
Weapons
idea.
Center there in the desert.
Isn't that just
Do
it?
you, do
Oh,
you remember that,
interesting.
David?
Yeah, yeah.
Burning
Burning Man.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I worked one weekend there. Our company supplied medical personnel for there. That was some wild shit. Naked
Yeah.
people walking all over the place.
Ooh.
Drugs. Yeah, it was
Anything
interesting.
goes, huh?
Anything. Sturgis is nothing
Sure.
compared to that place.
yeah, that I want to say, Edward, there's like what, 3 different terms for grocery carts over here. You got buggies, grocery carts. I think there's one more that a lot of people use.
fast cart.
What
Hey
is it?
guys, I got to roll. Here at the tax
Okay.
lady again.
Okay,
So-
Ron.
We're
So
going,
we
we're
will-
going
Later, Ron.
trolleys.
Yeah, I gotta go. She wasn't here the other day. It pissed me off. I drove all the way here because she said, well, just come on in and all you gotta do is sign your paperwork. And I drove here and nobody knew anything and she was gone. I was
Can you
not
write
happy.
that? Can you write the petrol cost off in your tax?
I think I'm going to.
I
Yeah, I had
would.
to drive extra mileage to. Yeah.
First
Anyhow,
she's
guys,
gotta-
we will see you all later.
Ron, one quick question. How's the new car working for you?
Awesome. Awesome. Yep.
So you're
Harvey-
happy?
Harvey- So far, hope it stays that way.
All right. Okay.
Yep. See y'all. Signing out.
Catch you later.
Thanks for
Catch you
coming in,
later.
Ron.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See,
Bye.
David, the first thing is Ron needs to explain to his the IRS what petrol is. Be like, what is this petrol that you try to write off here, sir? Oh, you mean gasoline?
Petroleum jelly.
There you go.
Yes.
Petrol.
Petrol.
Petroleum. jet.
Petrol, yeah, petrol, not gas. It's a shopping trolley. Yeah, I agree with Mark. The shopping trolley.
Yeah.
Well, see, I would say grocery. I always say grocery cart.
No, your cart is online. You have an
Yeah.
online cart.
But-
That's shaped like a grocery cart. What are you talking about? It's literally a
No,
symbol
No,
Right,
of
it
what
is.
you call.
I'm going to
Oh.
throw another one in for you.
It's
If
no.
you're in New Zealand, they call them trundlers.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're weird.
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos over there in New Zealand.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Over in the UK, your online shopping cart looks like an actual basket, not an actual shopping trolley.
Yeah, they look like trolleys over here.
We have pictures of baskets.
Oh, gasoline, whatever. Gasoline, petroleum. If you go to Italy, it's called benzina.
At least we're all on
So-
the same page about electricity. We don't call it hydro like those crazy.
No, we don't
Canadians.
call it hydro.
Like
So
those
we're all
crazy-
on the same page on that one.
Except for the Canadians, they're the only ones
Yeah.
on that bandwagon.
Yeah, because
No, they-
hydro's water.
Yeah,
That's what
hydro
I
is water.
vote.
Hydro is water here. Yeah.
Now, if you want to say hydroelectricity, that means that it's electricity produced by hydro.
Yeah.
You know, that would be your Hoover Dam, stuff like that.
Yeah. Right, Tim.
He's such a self-hating American. He just agrees with every foreigner he comes in contact with.
But at least he's some sort of translator.
Yeah, he's a Australian. He can't decide.
Yeah, because born in America and then moved to Australia. I'd like to chat to someone who was born in Australia, spent half their life here, and then moved to America, and then see the changes from the opposite direction. I reckon that'd be interesting.
We used to have a program called Wanted Down Under,
Oh,
and they used to if you get people that wanted to go and live in Australia, and they'd work out whether it was cost effective. A lot of them were like nurses and stuff like that.
oh, I wouldn't mind a
Um,
few English nurses myself, but yeah, that's another story. Never mind. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, keep off the uniform. But some of them, they clocked after a bit. They weren't wanting to go and live in Australia. They clocked on. You pretend you want to go and live in Australia.
They
Uh,
That's what normally ours look like when you go on a website.
okay.
That's what the symbol look like. I mean, even if you look at Amazon's, theirs looks like that with two wheels on the bottom. At least over here it does. I mean, I'm sure the layouts probably could be different over there. Did I
Yeah.
just like blow David's mind or something? He got really quiet all of a sudden.
Who, David
was on-
Klein?
I
Yeah,
am
he
just-
was a mid-sentence and
Yeah.
like I
I
just
just
blew
want
his
to
mind.
say they are not shopping carts. They're shopping trolleys.
Trolley, yeah. We
Well-
vote for trolley.
Well, see, like I said, over here, there's so much diversity in different parts of the country that every single thing has a different term in different parts of the country. Like soda is soda in one
Alright.
part of the country. It can be pop in another country or part of the country.
Oh, we have that as well.
And then there's
What
something
do you
called
call
soda pop.
trucks in England?
Lorries.
Trucks.
Lorries.
Trucks. It depends. If it's a big truck, then it's a truck. However, if it's smaller, they can be called a lorry.
And Edward, you're correct about that. It is once a year in Nevada desert in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
However, I will point something out to you. The one person on this planet that ever confused the shopping trolley and the shopping cart was the Canadian that came into Asda and he picked up the wheelbarrow at the front of the store in the gardening section and went round the store and filled it with his shopping.
Oh, he's the same one that went into the hardware store asking for hydro connectors. They're like, the hell is that?
Yeah, yeah. Canadians.
Buggy, it's a pram.
But like I said,
Pram, yes.
over here,
pram.
over here, you'll get people arguing in different parts or that are from different parts of the country over.
Oh,
terms.
I'll tell you a story of a very famous one. And over here, and Tim is probably in a different spot, so he'll call it something different. We slice a potato very thinly, we dip it in batter, and we deep fry it. Now, if you're in my area, or south of the border, we call them potato cakes. But you go north and they call them potato scallops. And
Because
it's an
that's-
absolutely civil war.
And I'll tell you why. Because they're potato scallops.
Don't ask Tim. He'll just agree with
But-
whatever you're saying.
A scallop over here is a piece of seafood. So if you go into
Ah,
a fish and
See,
chip shop
that's the
in
difference.
Melbourne and you ask for a scallop, you will get seafood.
Well, that's
And
the point,
it is a,
Dominic.
it-
If you
Yep.
go into our local chippy and ask for a scallop, you will get a piece of seafood. If you go in and ask for a potato scallop, you will get what you've just described, potato in batter.
If
deep
you-
fried.
if I tell you now, if you go into a fish and chip shop in Melbourne or in Victoria and you ask for that word, you will get shot.
This is what potato scallops look like over here. This is what we,
Yeah, that's
it.
and that's
That's a
what you'll
potato
get.
Scallop, or
That is
scallop
yes.
potatoes.
That is what potato scallop is here down here.
and they're not.
That's baked.
Right,
Well,
these are
well,
baked
well,
and they're
well.
not.
Can I
they're-
just
They
point
still
something
have a
out here?
small
Sorry.
kind of
But-
crunch in them.
I'm
Yes.
Very
offended.
small, very
But I'm
small.
talking about the longest part of the potato.
Yeah.
And
But-
you cut them that thin, you put them a little bit in flour so the batter will take. Then you put them in then you put them in batter and then you deep fry them.
Right. But what Justin's just
And
showed
it's an
me,
absolute civil war once you mention that.
but
All
what
you have to
Justin
do,
has just showed, we need to get this out here.
Yeah.
I'm offended because they were gluten free, vegetarian. I'm fine with them, but they were kids friendly. Why are they aiming them things at kids?
yeah, I know. But I'll tell you now, it is an absolutely civil war. You go on, Twitter, you go on any social media, and the minute someone types in potato scallop, and anyone from Victoria, South Australia, or Western Australia see that, it's a war.
Just
All right,
like
guys,
the jam and the
I'm
cream
out.
in Devon and Cornwall.
Okay, see you, Justin.
Okay,
We'll see y'all
Justin,
later.
take care, buddy.
Pack it in, Laura.
Yeah, pack it in.
Go to bed, Justin.
I think Dave's packed it in too.
No, I'm still here. I'm just
Okay.
listening.
He's listening.
I'm gonna take off and make up phone calls. And,
Okay,
all right.
All right,
Everybody
Dave.
have a good evening.
yeah, you do the same. We're gonna be packing it up here shortly anyway.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, David. Thanks for being here.
We
Hey,
just-
Dominic, what are you up to the rest of the day?
No, it's a Thursday here, so I gotta get a couple of things out of the way.
Okay,
Yep.
we've
Dave and
taken-
Laura, you have a good day. We're going to
we've just-
say
We've
adieu.
just taken down the last of the landlord's wardrobes, and we found lots of damp and problems.
Hey,
And I
do have a
thought, you know
point there,
what?
Mark.
I've fixed everywhere else. Really nice. All I've done, cleaned it, painted it, because in 2 weeks' time we should technically be out of here, and in 2 months' time it will all come back through, and he can deal with it.
Yep.
And I've got my deposit, and I'm off.
Yep.
And on that note, I shall wish you all a
Yep.
good.
Okay, everybody, thanks for being here.
Okay.
Yep, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
At least he said good.